Hi everyone, my name is Tiffany and today I'm here to talk to you about the hero's journey. So if you've never heard of this concept before, the hero's journey basically states that every blockbuster movie or best-selling book that's ever been written has been based on this process or this journey. And this hero's journey is so symbolic for our unconscious mind because it represents the journey that we go through whenever we're learning a lesson or growing into the next phase of our life. And so I'm going to talk about this hero's journey first in terms of the movie The Matrix, and then I'm going to look at different ways that it may show up in your life. So with the hero's journey, it always starts with a call to action. So when we watch the movie The Matrix, we see that Neo literally gets a phone call at the start of the movie. And this phone call is telling him that he needs to escape from the office and to follow the directions that Morpheus is giving to him on the other line. Now, initially he does. He takes the phone call, he follows Morpheus's directions all the way until he gets to the ledge of the window outside of the building. And then he refuses the call. And so the hero of the journey typically will say, no, I can't do this. It'll come to a point where they just go, nope, this isn't for me. They've kind of dipped their toe outside of the comfort zone and gone, nope, too scary. I'm not going to do it. Then they meet a mentor or they get some sort of magical aid. And so this is when Neo first meets Morpheus after Agent Smith has captured him and then he agrees to work with Morpheus and Morpheus agrees to help him. And so then we cross the first threshold, and this means that we're going on the journey and we're going to take this adventure and see where it leads us. Now, after we first cross that threshold, there's a period of grace, a period of rest where things seem to be easy. And for Neo, this is when he's in that pod and he's connected to all those electrodes and he's just resting. He's restoring his strength and getting new strength and nutrients back. Then we have a road of trials and tribulations, and these are the hard times that the hero of the journey faces. These are all the fights, all the times that Neo is tested in the Matrix. And then we have a point of unconditional love. So somebody who believes in us, even though we don't believe in ourselves fully yet. So for Neo, he has two people that he meets that give him that unconditional love. The first is Trinity, and the second is the Oracle. Then we move into a phase of temptation. Now this happens for Neo twice as well. This is when Morpheus offers him the blue pill or the red pill, so he can continue on this journey or he can go back to life as he knew it before and be none the wiser about the Matrix. It also happens when the other guy, I can't remember his name, offers him the way of joining Agent Smith and kind of double-crossing Morpheus and the team and joining Agent Smith to join the Matrix. Now, a lot of people, a lot of heroes in their own journey tend to give in to this temptation, and I'll look at that when we look at how this might be showing up in your life. But if the hero stays the course and does not give in to temptation, they go through a period of what we call apostasis or death and rebirth. Now for Neo, this is when Agent Smith literally kills him. And I'm sorry if you haven't seen The Matrix, there's a bit of a spoiler alert there, but this is when Neo dies. But he's reborn as the One. So we don't just die, we are reborn. And on a cellular structure, we change. Then we confront the system, or we have our final battle. So this is where Neo then fights Agent Smith again and he does all that crazy backbending stuff and he wins. He defeats Agent Smith and that's his ultimate win. And then there's the magic flight home. So this is where you see Neo, who's now the One, flying through the air back to where he came from. And then he returns to the life that he knew before. And we need to return to that life that we knew before so that we can test that the change that we've undergone, the new belief systems that we have, the new emotions, the new programming has actually created long-lasting change in us. And so then we become a master of two worlds. We can survive in this society with our new sets of skills And when we become that master of two worlds, we can then mentor other people and help them make change in their life or help them understand the matrix. So that's kind of a brief overview of the hero's journey. So I want to look at a couple different examples of how this might be showing up in your life. I'm going to look at relationships and health specifically because my clients typically are stuck in one of those two areas in their life. So let's look at health. The call to action may be the call from your doctor saying that your blood sugar levels are through the roof, or that you have bad cholesterol, or that you need to lose weight. Maybe you have cancer. Or maybe you get a phone call from a friend or a loved one telling you that they have cancer, they have some sort of terminal illness. Now, initially, we're inclined to not believe it. It doesn't seem true. We go into that place of denial, like, no, this is all just a dream. I'm going to wake up tomorrow and everything's going to be back to normal. But then something happens. We meet somebody who shows us maybe a holistic journey that we can go on for our health, or we do some research and we realize that the condition that we have or the condition our loved one has is actually as bad as it seems, and we need to take some action now if we want to make some change and if we want to survive. So then we decide to go on that journey and we cross the first threshold. Then we come into the period of grace. Now, for people who go on the holistic journey for, say, cancer, they'll find that initially everything that they're doing, while it may not be easy, it works really well. And so their tumors may shrink, or their blood sugar may drop, or their cholesterol may drop. And there's this period of grace where they feel really, really good. But that's just setting them up for the trials and tribulations that are to come. So it's allowing them to regain their strength so that they can face these battles. Then they have somebody who believes in them, so their partner, one of their children, a doctor who believes in them and believes that they can overcome this illness. And that unconditional love gives them the courage and the belief and the strength that they need to keep going on this journey to get them through. Then there's temptation to go back to who they used to be. Maybe they're going the holistic journey, so they've completely cut out sugar, they've completely cut out meat, and they're tempted to have that cheeseburger, that piece of chocolate cake. That could be walking in the grocery store, or a commercial that comes up, or going to a family reunion or a birthday party, somewhere where that temptation is in front of them. But when they decide to not give in to that temptation and to keep going on the journey instead, they'll find this death and rebirth. And so in the health journey, this becomes the tumor dying, or the type 2 diabetes going into remission, or the blood cholesterol completely being gone, so that they can be reborn as their healthier self. And so on a cellular level, they have changed. They then confront the system, so maybe it's the healthcare system showing them that the holistic treatments that they took worked, and they win that battle against cancer or against diabetes or whatever the condition that they had was. And then they return back to their normal life, going out and socializing again, but being able to master not needing alcohol or not needing sugar or meat or whatever it is that they've cut out of their life. They master that world, and then they can teach other people how to do the same. Now, in a relationships point of view, this comes when maybe you get the phone call from, let's just say that your partner's cheating on you or your partner's abusive. So you get that phone call to say that your partner has abused somebody or that your partner has been cheating on you. And initially you refuse that call. No, this can't be true. And you find a whole bunch of reasons why the person who's calling you is lying. But then something happens. Maybe you have a gut feeling that tells you to dig a little deeper or to look into something else. Maybe you have a friend come to you who has been seeing this happen. And then you decide that you're going to make a change. So you break up with that person. And at first it's really easy. You don't miss them. Life is great. You have all these friends and family for support. Maybe other people are hitting on you or asking you out. And you think that the dating world going forward is going to be a piece of cake. And then you find your trials and tribulations. So your friends and family are around you for that first couple weeks or that first couple months to help you get back on your feet. And then they return to their own lives. So you're by yourself again. Maybe you're starting to miss the comfort of that relationship or the certain things that made you love that person, and you really want to be back with them. Maybe you get stood up on a date, or you have a terrible first date. But then you have that person who believes in you. And in a relationship sense, finding that our own self-love can be the unconditional love that we need to keep going. Temptation in relationships is often getting back together with that person because you know what life with them is going to be like. And the reason people often give in to temptation is because the known devil, going back to that relationship where we know that the person may abuse us or we know that the person may cheat on us, is okay because we know how to play that game. We know that if we don't push him, or that if we give him what he wants, or she, obviously I'm talking about my relationships, but if we give that person what they want, then they won't stray, or they won't hit us, or they won't abuse us. And that known devil is a lot easier to deal with than heading off into the unknown. Who knows if I'll meet somebody? Who knows if I'll ever be able to be loved again? And these are a lot of the common thoughts that people have when they're considering whether or not they give into that temptation and go back to that relationship. But if we can stay the course and go through that death and rebirth, which I know sounds really horrible, but I've been through it a couple times myself, and I promise you it is one of the most liberating experiences there is. If we can go through that death and rebirth, then we come out the other side and we don't give in to going back to that relationship. Maybe we set that final set of boundaries and we say, you know what, enough is enough. Don't contact me again. You block them on social media. You block their number from your phone so they can't contact you. You completely cut off the contact that you had with that former partner. And that's your ultimate win, because when you have that ultimate win, you can go back to your life and find somebody who loves you and respects you and appreciates you in the way that you deserve to be. And then you become that master of two worlds where you can set boundaries and say what you want and need in a relationship while being able to compromise on some lesser things, whether or not you stay at his house or at your house, whether or not you eat this type of food or that type of food. But you can compromise on the things that don't mean as much while maintaining the boundaries of your values and your integrity and your self-love. And once you master those two worlds, then you can go on to mentor other people to do the same. So in making this video this week, I want to put out a call to action to you. So this will either be the call to action or it'll be the unconditional love, depending on where you are in your journey. Or I could be the mentor that you need to meet. I am running a 90-day guided transformational program called Find Your True North. And this program is all about reconnecting to yourself, reconnecting to your intuition, your gut, your self-love, so that you can create the life that you want. Now, this 90-day program every week you'll get a weekly email from me with some invitations and some challenges for you to put forth in your life. We'll have one group video Zoom call a week where I will introduce concepts like this and give you some little activities to do on the call. And then I will send out a weekly meditation as well to help you heal the things that we're bringing up in the calls and in the weekly invitations, and to help you move forward with your life. Now, as part of this 90-day program, you'll also have 3 half-an-hour coaching sessions with me to work through individually, one-on-one, anything that you feel like may be blocking you from getting what you want. Now, I have 10 spots available for my mid-February program, and because you've taken the time to watch this video, I'm going to let you set the price for your 90-day program. So you choose how much you pay. You can pay $1, you can pay $100, you choose what you think reconnecting with yourself is worth. And I'm completely flexible around times and everything like that, so we can work that out. But this is your call to action. Are you ready to take this journey to make 2018 your best year yet? If it is, click on the link below and we'll schedule a chat and figure out your journey. Have a great day.